To make our lemon olive oil cake, add 2.5 cups or 300 grams of all-purpose flour. Next, add in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. This is what's going to give our cake that beautiful, airy lift. Follow that with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Never skip the salt in a sweet recipe. It's what balances the sugar and makes the lemon flavor really pop. Take your whisk and give these a good stir. You want to make sure that baking powder is evenly distributed so the cake rises uniformly in the oven. Now we're on to the wet ingredients. Now I'm grabbing a microplane and we're just going to mince 3 tablespoons worth of lemon zest. We're definitely going to juice these lemons as well, but remember, zesting is always first. This part is where the kitchen starts smelling amazing. Before you add the other liquids, use your fingertips to rub the lemon zest into 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons or 225 grams of granulated sugar until it feels like wet sand that's a light yellow color. This process releases the delicious lemon oils from the zest, giving you a much deeper lemon flavor than just stirring it in. This beautifully complements the subtle, fruity notes of the olive oil, and you can use this tip for any of your favorite lemon desserts. Cut the lemons in half and set a fine mesh sieve over a bowl because no one wants surprise seeds in their food. I'm using a citrus reamer. You can also use a citrus squeezer, a fork, or even squeeze by hand. Whatever gets the job done. Now let's add the rest of our wet ingredients. In a medium-sized bowl, go ahead and add the lemon sugar. Pour in 1 cup or 240 milliliters of soy milk. I prefer soy milk for baking because it has a higher protein content, which helps with the structure of the cake. Next, add half a cup plus 2 tablespoons or 135 milliliters of olive oil. This adds a lot of moisture to the cake. And try to use a good quality oil, something fruity and smooth. It's going to provide a richness that butter just can't match. Finally, add 5 tablespoons or 75 milliliters of lemon juice. I highly recommend using freshly squeezed lemon juice for the best possible flavor. Fresh juice gives a much brighter, more vibrant flavor compared to the bottled version, so taking the extra time to juice them is definitely worth it. Whisk this all together until it is nice and smooth. One of the best things about oil-based cakes is how well they hold up in the refrigerator for days. Even straight out of the cold, they stay perfectly soft and literally melt in your mouth. While butter-based cakes are delicious, they really need to be at room temperature to have the best texture, which can be a bit of a challenge, especially for decorated ones. For preparing the pan, because this is an olive oil cake, we're going to stay on this theme and grease it with olive oil. Work the oil all over the bottom and the sides with a brush or your hands. Then, for extra security, line the bottom with a circle of parchment paper. This will help the cake release nicely. Now we're going to pour the wet mixture into the flour mixture. Don't overmix. To be safe, I prefer to use a spatula to gently fold the ingredients together until you no longer see any streaks of dry flour. If you overwork the batter, you'll develop the gluten too much, and instead of a tender, moist cake, you'll end up with something tough. Now we're going to transfer this into our prepared 8-inch pan. I'm using a 3-inch deep pan so it isn't too full, but if you're using a 2-inch deep pan, it will be. Don't worry because it's not going to overflow, but the baked cake might rise above the pan. Use your spatula to smooth out the top so it's nice and even, and give your pans a quick tap just to get any big air bubbles out. My cake is ready to go into the preheated oven, 350 for 35 to 40 minutes. Once this is out of the oven, set it on a wire rack and let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes. Carefully invert the cake onto a wire rack, peel off the parchment and let it cool completely. Now I know it smells incredible, but patience is key. If it's still warm, the powdered sugar topping will melt. Once the cake is completely cool to the touch, finish it with a dusting of powdered sugar. I used 1 tablespoon, but you can get as much coverage as you want. gently sift it over the top of the cake. This simple dusting highlights the golden sides and gives it that classic finished look. If you want to put your own spin on it, such as pairing it with a frosting or maybe whipped cream, let me know how it goes in the comments. I'm always looking for new inspiration. This cake is absolute perfection. It's incredibly moist with a velvety crumb. The oil really gives it a distinct melt-in-your-mouth quality and adds fruity undertones that work perfectly with this cake's bright citrus flavor. I can't wait for you to try a slice of this. And if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.